Excited to drink a beer with you fellas.
Yeah, super excited.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Craft Beer Republic. Thanks for drinking. Thanks for joining. I am Greg, and I am being joined by the best-smelling Royal Rumble winner this side of the Mississippi, and that's Flex. What's up, big fella?
I did not win the Royal Rumble.
Oh.
But, hallelujah, it is raining men up in this bitch.
Whoa. What kind of show are we talking about here?
Well, here, with our special guest today.
Yes.
That's just what I'm referring to.
I gotcha. Well, you're not wrong. It is raining men. Flex, you ask and you shall receive. A couple weeks ago, you mentioned we need to get Intern Brian on the show. And here he is, in the flesh, the smartest beer drinker we know, Intern Brian. What's happening?
Oh, not too much. I'm just here to support you guys, see what I can do to help the team.
Like a good intern does.
He actually might be the smartest man we know.
He's probably the smartest man we know. He's a real life lawyer, not just a pretend on the podcast lawyer. So, but thanks for hanging with us.
Thank you for having me. I have been looking forward to this day.
It's been a minute.
For many years now.
I would say at least a year.
Yeah. Since the last time I lost a bet to Flex and had to send him beer.
Oh yeah, that was World Cup. Yeah.
Yeah. But just so you know, you're still not getting paid for this. This is still an internship.
Fair enough.
Even if you've been promoted.
Wait, I got promoted?
Well, to on the air intern, I guess. I don't know. Follow us on the socials at Craft Beer Republic, at Flex Me Beer, and Brian's smarter than all of us and doesn't have any socials. So don't follow him. 805-538 Beer, all that good shit. We got a lot to get to today. I've been fucking globe-trotting. We're drinking a beer that I brought back and got some newses to talk about, and let's just get right fucking into it if you guys don't mind. Talk about the trip in a second, but we are drinking Wondrous Brewing's Gromkey. It is a West Coast Pilsner, 5.7%, and their big-ass description, West Coast Pilsner hopped with Mosaic, Rowaka, and Nelson.
You tricked me on that. I thought it was actually going to be pretty big description.
No, but I love the description. Flex, there's one thing you know about me. It's how much I love a good fucking West Coast
West
Pils.
Coast Pilsner, yes.
I was so excited to see this on the menu.
Sometimes I think if you walked into a brewery and they had a hazy pale and a West Coast Pilsner on tap, you'd probably just blow your load all over the place.
I'd have to clean my pants after
Yes.
that, yeah.
Yes.
I get a lot of citrus on the schnoz. You're so much better at this than I am, but like some grapefruity notes.
I get that Southern Hemisphere juicy stone fruit kind of deal.
Yeah. Which is what I taste more on Ye Old Tongue Jobber. I'm getting more of that Southern Hemisphere. I love Rowaka. So good. Underrated. Not used enough. Does well in light beers like a West Coast Pils, but also does well in like a hazy IPA. Really stands up to itself.
Are you getting like a peppery note on the back end? I'm kind of feeling like a little...
Let's see here. I can see that. Almost like a hint of spice on the finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about you. I like this a lot. I had a few of these when I made my visit. I was like, I gotta bring some cans home.
Well, they probably get better as you go along.
That is for sure.
But no, this is really good. Thanks for sharing.
Absolutely. I was up in the Bay Area, San Francisco area for some work last week. And so this is Wondrous Brewing. If you guys remember, I basically stumbled my way in there, I don't know, 6 months ago, happened to be staying nearby and got some cans. And that was the trip where I was running super late and didn't have time to check my bag at the airport.
And you left the cans?
The cans by the trash can?
Yeah, and I begged the TSA agent, please take these home and drink them. And I can't do that, sir. I was like, I'm not putting these in a trash can. They are sitting next to the trash can. You must take them home and drink them for me. I'm going to choose to believe they were taken home. So when I do stuff like that, I usually try to get something that I know the wife will probably not hate. So she can have like one. So like that was a hazy. I always try to bring like a hazy or a sour. That's more her jam. They didn't have any hazies. In fact, they didn't even have any hazes on tap, which I was fine with when I was there.
Kind of shocking, though.
It was kind of, I was surprised, but they did have a couple of IPAs. They had, if you count the pilsners and all that stuff, they probably had like 6 different lagers on the board.
Wow.
They had a Hellas, they had a Mexican, they had this, they had a dark, they had a Bock. I mean, I was like, Jesus Christ, these are like real beer nerds, not Haze Bro beer nerds. It was fantastic.
Beer flavored beer making a comeback.
Yeah, beer flavored beer for sure.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So anyways, I was glad I was able to finally get some of this shit back here and have it on the show. I have really enjoyed just about everything I've had from them, whether in the tap room or in cans that I had to leave in the airport. Have not been disappointed. So glad to give them a nice little plug on the show. Hopefully it drives the millions and millions. So, and that's up in,
I believe
Psycho
you meant
Bear,
to say the millions and millions. There you go.
of our fans. So, and that's Psycho Bear territory up there. And I thought like, oh, I should hit up Psycho Bear and see if he wants to meet me for a drink.
But you don't want to die or what?
A, I don't want to die. B, I don't have any contact information for him. Like he leaves voicemails, but like I don't have his gram or anything like that. So
I thought his gram would just be Psycho Bear.
Maybe.
Well, Psycho Bear doesn't need to be found. He finds you.
You're not wrong. I'm surprised he didn't already know I was up there. So anyway, Psycho Bear, we need gram us or something so I can hit you up when I'm up in your hood again.
Do you think he sends telegraphs or something?
Maybe. Smoke signals from the forest. He's a bear after all. Our friends over at Beer and Bikini hit me up and a few, I don't know, months ago, I think I talked about this, helped them with some podcast gear, some nerd shit. And, they've been thanking me for that. And they said someone hit them up and told them that their show quality had been sounding good. So she was just thanking me. And she jokingly started calling me King Greg. And I was like, bow down to King Greg. And it came around to this whole King Greg and his loyal subject Flex. And I said, nay, Flex, the director of the health ministry.
Oh, I'll take that.
Yeah, it divulged and from there and became quite the stupid coming up of names. But I wonder if we need names. I mean, it's the craft beer republic. I don't know that I want to be a king, but maybe.
I mean, you're kind of the king.
Head of republic.
Presidente.
El Presidente de Republic. Head of health ministry. Flex.
Yeah, I'll be whatever. I'm not, very picky.
Yeah. The only reason I shy away from that is it sounds a little too booze leaguey. I don't want to be called the commissioner or some shit like that.
I don't know. It just makes me think of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure when he says that he is the Earl of Preston and then he is the Duke of Ted. That's the only thing that rings a bell for me.
I like Duke. How about a kick-ass Duke? Any Tenacious D fans out there?
I guess not.
All right.
I know some of the tracks.
Yeah. And then also, I think this was last week, we were talking about the whole ABV on cans situation.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. And got a lot of feedback on this. First, the drinking lawyer sent me some links. Brian sent me some stuff. Boris from Pedals and Pints sent me some stuff. Apparently, this is a hot topic with everybody. And I'm glad because you and I had no idea what was going on.
No, nothing at all.
Yeah. Brian sent me shit that I had to have ChatGPT read for me because it was all lawyery and nerdy. And the one thing I decided to comment on, I was like, oh, I read this like this. Brian's like, nope, you're 100% wrong, dumb fuck. And put me in my place in a good way because I'm stupid. But Boris was saying that ABV on bottles and cans depends on if you're distributing the beer or not. This goes along with ABC laws per state, but the TTB signs off on all labels if they're going to be distributed, even self-distributed. The requirements for labels changes based on how much you produce a year. So Boston beer is held to a standard that somebody like Pedals and Pints isn't. Makes it a lot easier for smaller breweries to get out there and to get out there faster and to get through the approval process in a much shorter time versus the big guys. So,
okay.
Is that a decent summary of the law stuff you sent me?
I think so. I think that one of the things that I had sent was they only have to put the ABV if it's over a certain threshold.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be over 5% or something like that.
Which I was surprised about because, there's a lot of lighter beers that have the ABV on them.
I mean, I think it's kind of in line with the general public policy against overconsumption, right? So like you go to a restaurant, if it's a beer that's over 8%, they can't give it to you in a pint. They have to give you a 10-ounce pour or whatever. Right. So I think that's part of the reason they want you to know if you're going to drink something that's high ABV, and they don't really give a fuck if you're just crushing Coors.
You can't get drunk off a Coors Light or a Mick Ultra. It got me thinking about, you go to somewhere like, say, B-Dubs, you order a beer, and usually they'll say like, oh, you want the small or the big? You want the 16 or the 22? But they would never 22 something that's 10%.
Right.
So can they, if that, is a max of like a 10 ounce pour, can they 18 ounce pour it for you?
Do they even have anything that heavy there?
Yeah, I doubt it. I don't think they have anything that's better than Coors Light there. But
I mean, I think their IPAs are probably the highest thing they have.
They probably have like a Haze thing or something, which is around 7. So
6.7, yeah.
Yeah, can you double up a high ABV beer? Like they don't quite double, but they double up lower ABV beers. Is that a thing?
Well, you can order one for you and one for Shannon.
I guess, yeah. Shannon's not drinking that. It's all for me. So anyways, I hope that someone answers the stuffs.
Yeah, I do wonder if it's a state by state thing though. Because that beer I was drinking, I think it was a Lakefront beer. They're like the largest craft brewery in Milwaukee, and they produce a shit ton, distribute a shit ton. So the fact that there was nothing on the can or the packaging kind of blew my mind.
Yeah, I think it is state by state. Like the part I was referring Greg to is the California Business and Professions Code.
Okay.
So there's a whole chapter on alcohol producers and distributors and lawyers too. There's not the same chapter. That would be kind of weird. But yeah,
kind of weird. Yeah, but the language is difficult, at least for the layman. I feel like half of it's just created so that they have to hire people to read it for them.
Yeah, that's the whole concept.
Yeah.
Right? Just kind of obscure it so that the general public doesn't know what's going on or where to find it. Pretty standard. But it keeps me employed.
Is that something you have to learn in law school?
Actually, they don't really teach you a whole lot of local or state law in law school. They teach you kind of the basics of like constitutional, like civil procedure, but they don't really teach you regular state law. But the first thing you do when you're working on a case is you go try to find the statute that applies. So whether that's family code, whether that's welfare and institutions code, business and professions, there's codes for everything, government code. I don't want to get too nerdy about it, but basically
we asked you the question.
Yeah. And they're all free online. You can go to the California state legislature and you can find all your codes. And, if you really want to lose yourself for a day, week, year, whatever, go check out some codes. They're fun.
Woo. But it's like half of law school just figuring out how to read that shit.
Yeah. Like that's
pretty
what
much.
I'm saying.
Yeah. They just teach you how to think like a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And really all of law school is about one thing. It's training you to pass the bar. Because that's what makes the law school look good. They want the bar passage rates up, and then you pass the bar, and then they're like, okay, go do your lawyering.
Go do lawyer things now.
Yeah. Go fucking law it up already.
I am the law.
So in law school, you're not actually like focusing on a specific area of practice.
No. So the first year,
like doctors will do like some general stuff, and then they're like, hey, we're gonna be a heart surgeon. They'll focus on the heart surgery stuff.
They're like somebody going to be a pilot, and they're like, we're gonna have you drive around in a car. Well, you're good at that. All right, here's a plane.
Right.
Yeah, I wish it was like that. But the first year of law school is all the same for pretty much at least all the ABA, like nationally accredited schools. They have you take the same stuff. Like you're taking civil procedure, criminal law, property, torts, which is like civil lawsuits type stuff. You take all that stuff. No. And then once you get that out of the way, then you can start taking things that you maybe want to practice in. But the goal remains the same. Just pass all the tests and get through the bar. Although I loved law school. Law school was great. I did a lot of drinking, did a lot of...
I was going to say, you were at Santa Barbara, so...
Well, I went undergrad Santa Barbara and law school down in San Diego.
Oh, that's right. Either way, you did a lot of drinking.
Yeah, I was... my apartment was near the gas lamp, so we had a good time.
we've talked about those days, like the monkey paw days, neighborhood. Yeah. Good old days. The good old days of early craft beer and getting hammered. All right. Well, nerd shit. That's our nerd segment for the day.
Not a nerd show.
Not a nerd. Well, it's kind of a nerd show.
I'd say it's borderline.
Yeah, it's fairly nerdy. So send all your questions to mail@craftbeerrepublic.com and we'll see if we can get Intern Brian to answer. And we'll set up a donation page because lawyers ain't free these days.
Yeah, and we still don't pay him.
No, we pay him so much money.
He gives us pro boners.
Yeah, he does.
I would do this for free any day of the week.
Such a nice guy.
That's why we have him.
We don't deserve the niceness. All right.
I definitely don't. I'm kind of a dick. Like I've been learning that more and more, like day in and day out. I'm just like a huge dick.
Sure, your wife lets you know plenty.
Yeah, that's true. Can't even shake that one off.
No, there's no arguing that one. All right, before we move on to some news, let's answer some questions.
In a world where craft beer is king, a world where muscles are bigger than growlers, only one tongue can guide us. One man, one tongue, one tongue jobber. In this world, we must find out what is Flex drinking.
Well. Today, Flex went back to his old stomping grounds. And I got me some Phase 3 Brewing. I used to drink the shit out of these guys between like 2020 and 2023 until they grew and overproduced.
They sold out.
Lost like 3 of their brewers and could tell the difference in how bad the beer was. And
oh, yikes.
Oh, yeah. I stopped buying them for about 2 years.
I thought that was just because it got expensive.
No, it was a mix between the taste of the beer and the price and everything about it. But so here we are. We're diving back into them, trying them out. And I picked up Velvet Vortex, a 7.7% double hazy IPA, double dry hopped as well. This one contains Nectaron and Motueka. I know we've talked about this.
That's how I say Motueka.
Motueka?
Motueka?
I think that's right.
All right.
That seems right to me.
Sounds right. Just doesn't, I don't know, doesn't feel right. Untapped has it at a collective 414 Holla Milwaukee area code. Only 767 check-ins, so it's got to be a relatively new release. And it reads, double dry hopped hazy double IPA that highlights 2 hops from one of our favorite growing regions in the world, New Zealand. Notes of calamansi juice. Okay. Stone fruit and green pineapple on top of a base beer built from frothy wheat and creamy oats. So funny that Untapped says this because on the can it says brewer's notes, tropical fruit and fresh limes. So,
all right.
We'll see what we got here. I don't know what the fuck calamansi juice is. Calamansi?
Clamato?
Yeah, it's definitely not that.
I'm looking it up.
Looks delicious.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the color is phenomenal. It's that pale straw, very hazy, nice head, very nice lacing. The smell is kind of reminiscent of like a Nelson hop, where you kind of get like that goosey berry, kind of like tangy hop character. So Daddy likes. And without further ado, we'll warm up the old tongue jobber and we'll dabble in.
Oh, here we go. Do you feel privileged to watch the tongue jobber in action?
It is impressive.
Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
so
You can see why he's still married.
To see that live.
I don't know what green pineapple is. Maybe they're referring to like unripe pineapple.
Probably.
I get that. I definitely get the fresh limes. It's weird getting a lime flavor, but not getting like the tartness of lime juice. Very, very low end hop bitterness here. Low carbonation, and the mouthfeel. It's also like light bodied, but pillowy at the same time. If that makes sense.
Ish.
Whatever these guys they're doing now, they dialed it back in. I would say this is a fantastic beer.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I'm very excited that I took the jump.
Took the leap. I found out what calamansi calamansi juice tastes like, which they, in parentheses, call the Filipino lemonade. So it must be from the Philippines.
Okay.
It says it has similar flavors to a mandarin orange, but is as sour as much as it is sweet. The calamansi has a distinct sugary citrus scent, an orange-like aroma with a hint of lime. The juice is tart and lightly sweet.
Okay, that kind of makes sense on the aroma now.
Okay.
But yeah, it sounds like I want to try some calamansi juice now.
Yeah, I never heard of it, but I'm down to give that a shot.
Yeah, definitely want to stick my tongue jobber in that.
Heyo. All right. Well, we'll move on then. Sweet transition, Greg. High five.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
You are the king of transitions.
No one makes it more awkward. Before I forget, because I already did. Top listening city of last week, Marlton, New Jersey. I think that's a new one. Marlton, New Jersey. Thanks for
I would
listening.
be willing to say that's not even a real place.
Yeah, prove us wrong, Marlton. Somebody from there, send us an email.
Marlton?
Seems like every week New Jersey gives you a new top listing city.
It's weird, right? I don't know what it is about New Jersey.
You put up a billboard or something?
No, but that's genius.
You should.
That
you
is
should
kind of genius.
Get one in Marlton.
How about thanks, Marlton from Craft Beer Republic?
Something tells me Marlton is such a small town, they don't even have room for a billboard.
Right. Or they just have the one.
It just says, welcome to Marlton. Yeah. It's like on the other side, it says, thanks for visiting Marlton.
Now entering, now leaving. Tell us what's in Marlton.
Has anybody been there?
Let's see. Marlton, New Jersey population 10,403 as of 2022.
And
yeah, that's smaller than where I live.
Into the Craft Beer Republic.
Yeah.
Week.
All of them listened in twice.
Thanks, Marlton.
Yeah, maybe not. All right, let's do the news. Can we pass around a little beer while I kick this off? Has anybody heard of the beer bar Tornado up in San Francisco?
I have.
Have you been there?
I've eaten tornadoes before.
What is a tornado in food form?
Yeah, it's like a taquito or like a flauta.
Oh, really? I've never heard it
It's called
that.
Tornadoes. It's like the off-brand, I think.
Oh, is that like a super white person thing or?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Okay.
Because I, believe it or not, am super white.
Oh, we know.
So the Tornado I know was in San Diego. I don't know if they were affiliated or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because when I first saw the headline, that's what I thought of too, because I know the one in San Diego. This is the one in San Francisco. The iconic San Francisco beer bar is up for sale with a list price of $1.75 million, according to a listing on Compass. The bar acknowledged plans to sell as the owner and founder Dave Keynes prepares to retire. He says, in true Tornado fashion, we plan to celebrate Dave's innumerable contributions to the world of craft beer scene with 10 days of great events, great beer, and great people. Please join us as we regal 38 years of hazy memories and prepare for many more. So
Hazy.
Did you know what innumerable means?
No.
It means incapable of being numered.
Genius.
Damn it.
Go Dave.
He says it so seriously, too.
Hey, look, I just got to say, by the way, back to Marlton, New Jersey, because I can't stop thinking about this. Google says one of the best places to live in New Jersey. So
that's a low bar to cross, but okay.
The only city in New Jersey not to smell like trash.
Right. So that's a good sign if we have like some of the best residents in New Jersey listening.
We've got the best of the best listening to the Craft Beer Republic. Thanks, best ease. There we go. Yeah.
Marltonians.
Marltonians.
So are we in on buying Tornado, or is that?
Yeah, 1.75 mil. You want to
just
get half, or?
I mean, I do like the third.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian's a lawyer. He's got that kind of money.
Yeah, Flex, you want in on the other third?
Oh, I'm not a lawyer. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. We'll be rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because nothing like beer right now to get rich in.
That doesn't sound right, but I'm in.
I think we're hitting the peak, guys.
Yeah. Finally.
Right.
It's finally hitting the peak.
All rise.
It's only up from here. All right. IPA continues. Well, we talked about pricing and selling and all that stuff a couple weeks ago, but this article says that IPA continues to dominate craft styles. Sales of IPAs top $2.27 billion in 2024.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. They have almost half the share of the craft beer segment at 49.41%. IPA dollar sales increased 1.8% with sales topping, like I said, $2.277 billion. An increase of more than 40.4 million year over year. The average case price of IPA was $46.34, an 85-cent increase. Only two other top 10 craft styles posted dollar sales growth in 2024. Number 5 was Golden Ales, which I was surprised to see Golden Ales.
I don't like Golden Ales.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan.
Just whatever. Golden Ale fan?
Yeah, I could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
If it's a good one, I'll drink it.
To me, it's just like a not hoppy pale ale.
Yeah, I like the more Belgian-y styles if I'm gonna go golden, like a Belgian triple or
Yeah.
Or like a shower.
right.
See what you did there. And then number 7 on the rise, pale lagers up 1%, which I'm for a pale lager.
Right. You know, the IPA thing makes sense to me though, just because I think people are just wanting bang for their buck. Like, not only are they delicious, but usually you get a higher ABV range in there, usually between like 6 and 7 for even like a single IPA. So somebody doesn't want to pay more to get drunk. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I would be interested to see what the breakdown is between West Coast and hazy.
Yeah, I wish they would have separated that, because I would say that more West Coasts are canned than hazies, especially from the bigger breweries. I think the bigger breweries bucking that trend, like Sierra Nevada with Hazy Little Thing, they're fucking killing it with Hazy Little Things.
Right.
But yeah, be a good
I would
breakdown
almost
to see.
say hazy's ousting West Coast.
I mean, I think popularity within the flavor profile within drinkers, I think, is probably,
especially within the craft world.
Yeah.
Like I'm just thinking of like, I'm just trying to think of local stuff that like the bigger guys that distribute, and like the main IPAs are all hazy related.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and we're skewed because we're out here in California, so we get a lot more West Coast.
Yeah, it's true.
And, you know, back east. Well, Deb and I went last fall and we did Maine and New Hampshire and Vermont, and everything's hazy over there.
Yeah, you're not going to go to a tree house and pick up a West Coast.
Right.
Yeah.
Surely.
Do they even make one?
I don't know. They must.
I didn't get to Treehouse. I did get to Alchemist, and they had a couple West Coast IPAs and some cool lagers too. I could only
imagine how good that stuff would be there.
Yeah, everything was good. Everything was really good, and the heady topper on cask was pretty solid.
Was it flat?
No, it was definitely not as effervescent as the canned, but it wasn't flat. It was pretty solid.
That's my big thing with cask. It's like I don't want a flat beer.
Yeah,
doesn't bother me. It really doesn't.
It's not my jam.
Like, you ever fall asleep drinking a beer and then you wake up and you still have half your glass full and you just wake up and you chug it?
I wish I could tell you I did not do that 3 days ago.
But you do it, right?
But I absolutely did it.
Yeah, and I totally am like, wow, you get a lot more of the beer flavor, not so much of like the what's going on in my mouth.
Well, it's funny. I actually did it with the Gromke, the first beer we were drinking. I brought that 4-pack back to the hotel when I was up there and had, I don't know, maybe a quarter of it and kind of passed out in the bed and woke up at like 2 a.m. I was like, oh, I still got most of a beer. I don't want to waste it.
You don't waste it.
No.
Do not waste it.
Chug, chug, chug. Maybe not the best idea. I survived.
Not the worst idea.
No, I actually felt fine. Well, speaking of IPA, you mentioned IPAs being a good bang for your buck. We're going to drink an IPA that bucks that trend. It's called the Pen.
He calls to the bullpen for beer.
So fresh off the heels of our conversation, I don't know, 2-ish weeks ago, I was talking about how I was talking to Boris over at Pedals and Pints about missing Fly Jack and those lower cal carb ABV
Yeah, we're talking about
IPAs.
session shits, right?
Yeah, session and that movement that went on for a while for like the lower carb and lower cal beers, and especially like IPAs seem to have a year of people really trying to innovate, and then they petered out. It seems like COVID kind of petered out.
Petered out? Is that a thing?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, okay.
I keep looking to this market. I'm like, I don't know. please.
Well, that's
tell
why
me
I
I'm right.
asked. I'm like, I don't know if I've ever heard that term.
Can confirm. Petered out.
I've heard
thing.
it. Maybe it's a West Coast thing. I don't know. Weird. I'll get my Peter out.
Well, I immediately thought of Dick, but
Of course you did.
but not a Dick show. So
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But Deb's not here.
that's true.
So it's less of a dick show. So anyways, in honor of all that, we are drinking, and Brian found this. He brought this in because of our conversation. We're drinking El Segundo Sparkplug Light IPA. It is 4%. They say the younger sibling to Power Plant, similar hop punch, but in a small package. This light IPA is a perfect beer to throw back in January. The hops are Amarillo, Simcoe, Centennial, and it has a 3.66 on Untappd.
Which is generous. Sorry, I'm drinking this beer under protest. This is
I'm glad you said it first.
This is basically just one step up from those athletic non-alcoholic beers.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It's not the worst thing I ever drank.
I've had worse beers than this.
But I will say you can't compare it to Power Plant.
No.
Because Power Plant's a triple.
And it's hoppy as fuck.
Yeah.
I get almost no hot flavor in this. In fact, the number one flavor that shines for me is biscuity breadiness.
Biscuity malt, a little bit of, maybe you could find a tiny, tiny bit of that stone fruit. Maybe.
I'm still looking.
Little citrusy on the nose. The nose is okay. It kind of makes you think it's going to taste good, and then you drink it.
Yeah, the nose is just basically what they described it as a light IPA.
I mean, I think if this was super cold and I was slamming it on a hot day, it would not be. I would be okay with it.
Probably a little better, yeah.
But like, if you're trying to ease your way out of dry January, which I
see
don't
Brian holding his
in either.
glass, and it almost looks like water.
It is pretty light.
Yeah, it's super light. Holy smokes!
Yeah, very light in color. Has some decent lacing. But yeah, I like we were saying, biscuit is the number one flavor I'm picking up on this one,
and El Segundo is usually really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
especially when it comes to hops, and that's kind of their thing. West Coast.
This is like El Segundo making a beer with one arm tied behind their back, I think. So,
yeah, this is not well representative of them.
Would you consider it the one man or one-legged man in an ass kicking contest of a beer? Is that what
a little bit?
A little bit.
Yeah? Okay.
If somebody handed this to me after I ran a marathon, I would probably throw it back at them.
I was expecting you to say like I would at least drink it then.
Right. I was expecting to, but maybe good for mid-marathon. Nice and light, low ABV.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your mile 6 refresher.
Yeah, carb up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, the one thing this doesn't say is like, is this a low cal, low carb like Fly Jack and all that stuff? It doesn't say. Obviously it's going to be at least a little bit lower with the low ABV like that, but sorry, El Segundo.
We tried.
So
Bring back Fly Jack.
Animus.
Yeah. So, speaking of hop breweries, Sapporo Stone is restructuring their team. They're getting rid of 2% of their employees and 1% of their job descriptions. Citing a challenge in the beer market, Sapporo Stone Brewing has undergone a restructuring that has cut 1% of all roles. In addition to trimming 1% of its jobs, they have also eliminated its e-commerce business and will no longer ship beer or merchandise.
Or merchandise, really?
I thought that was kind of interesting.
So
I understand the beer thing, but like, hey, I want a t-shirt. No. Go to Amazon.
Right, exactly.
So can we break that down a little bit? Because I was a little bit confused. You said they're getting rid of 2% of their employees
And 1% of their
jobs?
descriptions. Yes.
Yeah.
So like, do they just take people's job descriptions from them and just say, okay, you're a nondescript employee now?
I guess it's weird.
That did confuse me too.
Yeah, it confused me. 2% of total employees, 1% of all roles.
So
So they must be combining roles.
okay.
Is my best guess.
This is like an Office Space, like we fixed the glitch
Yeah, exactly.
type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
They will no longer be paying Milton
I'm
in
a
the basement.
goddamn people person.
Hey, what would you do if you won $1 million?
Two chicks at the same time.
man.
It's one of my favorite
You
ones.
think 2 chicks will double up on a dude like me, dude?
For $1 million, they would.
That is my favorite line. The fact that guy can get that out without laughing.
I think you sent this to me, Flex. Pringles
Yeah.
is going to be releasing Miller Lite beer flavored Pringles.
Hell yeah. Well, not Miller Lite flavor. It was beer can chicken.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the flavor is?
But it's supposed to be Miller Lite beer can chicken flavor.
So, yeah, but it's not going to be like Miller Lite. I'm sure it's more like a sponsored collaboration.
Yeah.
But you bet your ass I'm going to buy these fucking Pringles. I love Pringles. Anytime there's a new Pringle flavor out in the stores, I nab it up and I try it and I eat the whole can, whether it's good or bad. I don't give a shit.
What's your favorite flavor?
They came out with a carnitas Pringle, and it tasted just like eating carnitas.
That's kind of weird, actually.
And it was amazing. And then I never saw them again.
Too good to be true.
Yeah, yeah. But usually, for like the standard flavors, I'll go like salt and vinegar.
Yeah, that's a
big fan of that one, or the
sour cream and
onion.
See, I don't like that one. I don't like the sour cream and onion. Yeah.
Oh, especially
I actually,
Pringles. I like that one.
Super unpopular opinion. I don't like sour cream and onion chips at all. Like any brand.
Really? Ruffles has good sour cream and onion too.
And that's like the big flavor. Everybody loves sour cream and onion.
Yeah. What's the Ruffles one that's like cheddar and onion, or cheddar and
sour cream?
Cheddar and sour cream, yeah.
Yeah. They're orange.
Favorite. Yeah, they're orange. Yeah. So good.
My oldest daughter gobbles those up like they're fucking going out of style.
Her and I are going to hang out. Those are so good.
We have
like 3 bags in the cabinet at all times.
I'm a big fan of the kettle chips. Either the black pepper.
Yeah, like the salt and pepper, yeah.
Or the jalapeno.
Oh, jalapenos are good. Yeah, we just had those. We went out for sandwiches the other day, and we split a bag of kettle cooked jalapeno chips. Super duper solid.
So good. I haven't had those in forever.
You brought up the salt and pepper chips. Salt and pepper popcorn.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, it's a
not
game
a huge
changer.
popcorn person.
Neither am I.
Oh, okay.
But when it's salt and peppered, it's like a completely different item. It's amazing. I'll eat a whole fucking bag of it.
Wow. Yeah. Especially my least favorite popcorn is movie popcorn. I'm not a fan. Like the butter, movie popcorn butter to me makes me sick. It gives me the shits. Cannot do
me. I do enjoy it.
Oh, all I want is popcorn. If I'm going to go popcorn, which I rarely ever do, just give me the popcorn with a metric ton, a heart shattering amount of salt in it. That's what I want. Salty ass popcorn.
I like the cheese popcorn. You remember when we were kids growing up?
Like the tins?
Yeah.
The gross ass tins where it's 3 different flavors.
Well, but I like the cheddar cheese,
yeah.
Like white cheddar, you know.
White cheddar was better because it didn't fuck up your fingers.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the sweet.
The caramel corn.
I was just going to ask if you guys, I didn't know if that was just like a Midwest thing, the caramel corn.
No, I remember as a kid getting the big ass tub from like Kmart for Christmas or something, and it was, split in 3. You had original, which nobody wanted, the cheddar, which was the best, and then the caramel corn, which for me was like the middle.
So here, there's a really popular. It's popular to mix the cheese and the caramel in a bag or a tin.
Yeah, as a kid, I wasn't about that.
Okay, I love it.
I bet I would wonderful. Like it. I'm all about like sweet and savory now. But as a kid, I'm like, ew, cheese and caramel.
No, it's like when you're a kid, you think it's gross, but the older you get, you're like, grow the fuck up. It's delicious. Grow up.
When I was a kid, I thought onions were gross. Now I realize that they provide flavor to almost every dish.
And they're so fucking delicious. I'll eat a plain. Like I'll be chopping onions. I'll just start snacking on pieces of onion.
That's gross.
You're gross.
So I used to hate onions. Not an onion show, but I used to hate onions. On our honeymoon,
let's peel that back.
Sweet little taco stand that was on the corner of our resort. And they were like shaving the pork right off the spit for tacos. It was amazing.
Pastor.
And first time I ever had cilantro and onions just on a taco.
That's the only way to eat a taco.
Right. I agree 100%. That's the only way I order them now. It changed my life. And white onions, I think, are amazing. Yellow onions or Spanish onions, whatever.
Onions?
No, they're not sweet onions. Yellow or Spanish are one thing.
I've never heard them called Spanish before.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah. Have you heard that?
I will.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
I will live with it. Sweet onions, I do not like.
Really?
Red onions are the fucking pits.
Oh, I love red onions.
If you want to ruin a dish, you put a red onion in it, I'm not going to eat it.
Well, you need certain onions for certain dishes. Like I would never put a red onion in a taco, but like a red onion on a burger or a sandwich, unless it's a grilled onion, then I'm going back to yellow or sweet.
No, just white onions.
I buy the Costco. This is really falling down a rabbit hole. I buy the Costco yellow onions, a big old giant bag of them. Yellow to me is like the most universal. I can put them on tacos, put them on burgers, sandwiches. It's all good.
That's how I feel about a white onion. It's the only one I'll eat. So just put it in everything. But like the
racist onion.
I know.
I was waiting for somebody to say it. The local Japanese restaurant that we really like to go to, for some reason, it was ever since after COVID, like the whole pandemic, they started putting red onions in everything instead of white or yellow. So like you order fried rice and it's got red onions in it. You order their lo mein, it's red onions, and it's really blows my mind.
Going.
No, so I just order it with no onions because I'm a little bitch.
The sushi place the wife and I really like to go to, they have a dish that we actually request raw red onions on top of, and it makes it so much better. It's already a good sushi dish, but
onions on the sushi?
Oh yeah. And we only thought of it because there's another one that we like that had the red onions on it. And this one doesn't come in roll form. Like they shape it and then they dot them all over the plate, and there's just a ton of little pieces. And one time we're like, hey, can you put some raw red onion on there? And they looked at us like we're heretics, but they eventually did it, and it's delicious. Now we do it every time, and they probably still hate us for it.
Interesting.
It's good stuff. Anywho, not an onion show. And by the way, those Pringles that we talked about half an hour ago, those will be available in May.
I forgot.
Nice transition there.
Coming out in May.
That ad does not say chicken.
It very small.
It says
beer can chicken
Yeah.
on the can itself, the can of chips.
But in their little...
Yeah, the headline is Miller Lite beer flavored Pringles are coming. I thought it was weird that they're coming in May. It feels like a Super Bowl item.
It's like a Memorial Day.
I feel like this item should not ever come out.
It sounds like a super shit item, but Flex will let us know.
You're going to buy it, and we're going to try it.
No, you're going to buy it and tell me about it.
I'm going to buy it, and you're going to buy it, and we'll eat them on the goddamn show. And you're going to hate how much you love them, like chicken and a biscuit crackers. Nobody wants to admit that they like chicken and a biscuit.
Never had those.
Oh, you're missing out.
I mean, I've had a chicken and biscuit situation, but
you never had the cracker?
No. I've had those crackers, and they're excellent.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
But nobody wants to admit that they're good.
I'm admitting it.
You keep eating them.
Deb likes them too.
Tastes like the chicken noodle. I'm sorry, not even chicken noodle. Chicken flavored noodle that you get at the shitty diner down the street that you can't stop eating, even though it's neon green.
Like some matzo ball soup.
It is. It's like the noodles. Like if you get like a good like deli noodle, chicken noodle soup, that bready matzo ball quality.
Yeah. Wonderful. That's what the chicken and a biscuit is like.
I will say, Intern Brian and Deb are people that I trust culinarily. Some people will tell us like, hey, this place is great or this food is great. I go, yeah, thanks. Whatever. When you guys say like something's really good, usually trust it. You guys,
I appreciate that.
I feel like we're on similar culinary wavelengths.
Well, I think it's because if something's shitty, we'll tell you that too.
You will also tell if it's a shitty. And if it's good for only one specific item, like Deb, I won't say the name, but the Mexican place that opened semi-recently.
Yep.
Deb's like, food's whatever, margaritas are fantastic.
Yes.
Go for the margaritas and chips. And she's not wrong. The food's a little hit and miss. Margaritas are great and not expensive either. The margaritas, I mean. All right. Let's end it on this one. Drunk man's penis freezes to the icy pavement during a bar fight.
Wait, what?
Any guesses where this took place?
I don't know. I don't know.
Does it get that cold in Florida?
Or sad for him.
I'm going to go. Wait. Drunk man's penis freezes to the ground during bar fight.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to go Massachusetts.
Okay. Flex, any takers?
I'm going to say Minnesota.
All right. You guys are on the right track, but wrong country. This happened in Canada.
Oh,
I was closer.
True. A drunk man's penis froze to the ground outside a bar in Canada while he was being restrained for fighting during a night out. Blake McPhee reportedly got drunk and started arguing with other bargoers at the East Village Pub and Eatery in Fort McMurray, Alberta on January 12th.
Oh, Flex was closer.
As the dispute spilled out onto the street and into subzero temperatures, things got physical and several security guards attempted to restrain him.
I want to know how his dick spilled out.
Oh, we get there.
Okay.
In fact, right here, as he struggled against security, his pants fell down, causing him to become fully exposed to the elements. That's when his manhood got stuck to the icy pavement. McPhee was seen on video fighting with numerous security guards while they waited for the police to arrive. An eyewitness told the news that the rowdy bargoer kicked a security guard in the groin just before he was pinned to the ground, where he was held for 20 minutes. To remove him from the ice, they forced him up and left some skin behind in the process.
Ouch.
Kind of makes you wonder where it was stuck now. Was it like the top? Was it the head?
Right.
Was it up tucked so they got some underneath skin? I'm very curious about where this froze.
These things matter. He posted on Facebook, "Man, I don't know how I get myself into these fucked up situations. Guess that's what I get for being a drunk lunatic at a bar. Still, don't understand why it was necessary to rip my fucking drawers clean off while I'm being arrested with 3 cops and 2 security dicks on me, but that's okay," he wrote. "Gone are the days a feller can get his wiener frozen fucking solid to the ground without it going viral. Anyways, glad I can be of some entertainment and back to making headlines. Gonna go crawl inside a hole and cry myself to sleep now. P.S. Sorry, Ma."
I'm just picturing his dick looking like the kid's tongue in Christmas Story.
That's all I could picture as I read that story. Has anybody seen Flick?
Oh, man. That poor guy. I mean, idiot,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Yeah.
If you pour hot water on his dick, would it shatter?
There's only one way to find out.
It's not glass, Brian.
But it's just as hard.
Oh, man. I was thinking maybe if you're huddled on the ground like that, like body heat would maybe keep it warm enough or warm up the ground.
Negative degrees out.
But I guess not if it's negative degrees out.
Yeah.
You think I would know that? You know, I live in Wisconsin. I think I'd get my dick stuck to the pavement numerous times.
Well, just every time you go for a fight, make sure you cinch up that belt.
Yeah, who wears belts?
Not this guy. Not fucking.
I live on the edge, man.
Woo!
If my pants come down, I'm getting stuck.
I wonder if that means he was also freeballing too. Like there was just no backup to make sure his dick did not stick to the icy ground.
I don't know. Maybe he was just wearing sweatpants, and I don't know.
Like he went to the strip club.
Like, do you remember when you used to pants guys in high school? You remember sometimes when they were wearing athletic shorts, you get the underwear with it, and just everything comes out. Than you
bargained for.
So maybe that happened.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think we're
wearing some Canadian Walmart sweatpants, and
yeah, we're thinking way too much about this guy's dick.
Thought this wasn't a dick show.
Well, boy, was I wrong.
Well, yeah, you have a story like that, it kind of becomes a halfway dick show.
At least a little bit of a dick show.
Yeah.
We're all stars now in the dick show. All right, that's it. Let's leave it on that. Let's leave it on frozen dicks.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, everybody.
Brian shows up and
that's what I call
frozen dick.
Getting dick down.
Oh, quickly hitting some music. Follow us. Oh, by the way, hi Vanessa.
Oh, hey Vanessa.
Follow us on
Vanessa.
The socials at Craft Beer Republic, at FlexMeABeer _ in between, and don't follow Brian because he can't be followed. 805-538-BEER 2337. Mail at craftbeerrepublic.com. I think that's everything. Do anything next week? You want to hang out?
Yeah, I'll come back.
All right, let's do it. Let's drink some more beers. Hope everyone out there is staying very well hydrated.
And on that note,
good night, everybody.